What's up? Bulba MCG with the deck tech. This isn't just a case of here's the deck I'm playing, what do you think? Genuinely asking for help with this. I'm at a PTQ, my first one on this Saturday, and I'm just going over the last minute test. Everything's going okay so far. I just need to work out a few niggles, but if I show you the deck, then hopefully you can criticise and just let me know what you think I could change, or is it okay as it is. But yeah, I'll just go straight into it. So I'm playing Affinity, or Robots, or Artifact Aggro, or whatever you want to call it. So the creature base is going to be pretty obvious. 4 Ornithopter, and 4 Mem Knights, so not drop artifact creatures. Great for putting on the early, spilling out the hands in the first turn. Got a playset of Vault Scourges, a playset of Signal Pests. And what's great about these and the Ornithopters is that they're straight off evasive beaters, and they're not affected by your obvious spot, non-flying removal. It's just great ways, and pumping your creatures is always great, especially with Vault Scourge's lifelink ability. I went for the 4 over the traditional 3 because they were working quite well. The 4 Outbound Ravagers, so again great for sacking things in response, making your creatures bigger, or even just as a shrapnel blast target, which I'll talk about later. And got the obvious 4 Etched Champions, so great cranial plating holders, protection from colours. It basically, if you get 1 or 2 plates on this, it usually is a pretty good game, unless they have like a Shatter Storm or a Creeping Corrosion in hand. And we have, as a backup plan, 1 Steel Overseer. Again, he just continuously pumps the creatures. He's only a 1-off because he is quite slow, as you don't really want to be attacking with him, just boosting him for combat tricks. Going on to non-creature artifacts, we've got obvious ones. 4 Cranial Plating, that speaks for itself. Gets +1/+0 creature artifact you control, equip for 1 or double black, attach at instant speed. Again, great for combat tricks and makes creatures like evasive beat is just really huge. We've got 3 Springleaf Drums, the poor man's Mox Opal. Great for if you're not drawing into the ones and you've got dead creatures on board, like an Ornithopter with nothing to block. Great for tapping for the mana. We've got 4 Mox Opals, so a 0 drop with Metalcraft that add 1 mana any colour to your pool, just great for getting out all of the rainbow sources. Because we're playing artifacts and everything, a lot of the stuff is colourless. It's really easy to get whatever colours you need for the few spells in there. So we've got 3 Shrapnel Blasts, great synergy with Arcbound Ravager, being able to block and then sack in response, put the counter on another creature. And for 2 mana to deal 5 damage. We've got 4 Galvanic Blasts, which I think is better than Shrapnel Blast, but it's always nice to have an alternative. But these just 2 damage normal, 4 damage Metalcraft. It's just nice to get things like Deathrite Shaman out of the way. A Goyf if it's early turns, if he's only just dropping it early and getting greedy. These, I like these a lot. These are 2 Steel Shaper's Gifts. Being able to dig out cranial platings is great. I am thinking of running the one from Kamigawa. I can't even pronounce what it's called. But it's the artifact that you tap it to destroy his target equipment, and yeah, it's just really good for being able to search out early game if you can't quite hit it on the first turn. And then in mana base we've got 2 mountains, because obviously most of our spells are going to be red, especially in the sideboard options, which you'll see in a minute. Got 4 Darksteel Citadel, the only artifact lands that aren't banned. Now these are great with Blood Moon because even though they don't become indestructible anymore, they are still artifact lands when Blood Moon hits the field. So it's still great for boosting cranial plating or activating a metalcraft. We've got 2 Glimmer Voids, so sacrifice this if you have no artifacts, which shouldn't be a problem. Add 1 mana of any colour to your pool, great card for mana fixing. We've got 3 Inkmoth Nexus because the Infector mechanic isn't so relevant right now, but I do have a playset of these, but 3 seems like the right amount to run 15 lands. And then the obvious ones are 4 Blinkmoth Nexus, so these are great even if you're boosting another one if you don't want to commit too much to like a Shatterstorm or a Volcanic Fallout, something like that. So moving on to the sideboard, we've got let's go for the creatures first. So the best creature in this sideboard, possibly one of the best cards in this sideboard, are the 4 Aether Swarm Canonists. They stop Storm, they stop just decks that are trying to do a lot. They stop Junds, well, they don't stop Jund, that'd be great if it stopped Jund. They stop Bloodbraid Elves into cascading, which is always great and just really awesome, especially when you don't have to worry about the drawback yourself. 1 Spell Scout main board, great for any enchantments that they want to run, any spot removal that you don't want them to hit your creature with the plating on it. And then we have 2 Dispatches, which are great against Goyfs. It's basically a path to exile without the advantage for them with the basic land ramp. 2 Whitflares, these are testing out really well against things like Lingering Souls in Jund. Just all of the small little creatures. I think Noble Hierarch as well, I've not played against that yet though. And then we have 4 Blood Moons, which are great against Jund. You can tell that Jund's obviously been a really big problem for this deck and just for everyone playing Modern. But it shuts down fetch lands, it might shut down the Blink Moths and the Ink Moths, but to have them tap for red and be able to Galvanic Blast them, it's a price you have to pay for them not to be able to fetch out the lands and play things like Deathrite Shaman and Tarmogoyf. Unless they fetch into basics beforehand, and that can be annoying. And then finally we've got 2 Rest in Peace. These were a late edition. Now these, I'm not quite sure on them yet, but after discussing it with a few friends, it seemed like the best way to go for artifact, like for this deck, for Graveyard Hate, because you have access to so many colours of mana, and Grafdigger's Cage doesn't really do the job. It doesn't stop Living End. Tormod's Crypt, you have to sacrifice it and then that's it, when they can just go off again. So it seems really relevant once I get into testing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to be uploading quite a few videos tonight, guys. Hopefully a trade binder, an updated deck tech on my standard deck, as I've changed that around quite a bit. So yeah, any feedback is appreciated, and yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot, guys.